Hello and welcome to Contingency Contracts, Specific Examples. Today we'll be taking a look at a risk level 18 clear with no E2 units, and I'll be explaining the various tactics that the creator used as well as the reasonings behind them. A few things to keep in mind before we start. First of all, the video done here was done on week 2 of CC, where many other easier to accomplish risks were added into the game. Whether or not we'll have all the risk from the beginning is still unknown, but in case that they're not released, we'll just have to wait. Second of all, while not having E2, I think it's safe to assume all skills are skill level 7. Third, this is just one of the many strategies available. I selected this one first to show that CC is not as scary as it sounds. The smarter you play, either through thinking up your own strategy or referencing other people's, the less you need to make up for it with levels. A leading 2 operatives provides us with more breathing room and give us the ability to make more errors, but is it absolutely necessary? See for yourself. Anyhow, credit where credit is due, this clear was made by INS2 of Billy. His full run-through will be linked below. I actually recommend taking a look at the full run-through first before watching this analysis discussion. With that out of the way, let's get into the analysis. The risks selected in this video are 1 life, enemy range increased by 50%, enemy's movement speed increased by 50%, enemy's defense is increased by 50%, casters and medics are banned, passive cost regeneration is decreased by 50%, enemy's attack is increased by 35%, enemy's health is increased by 60%, Avengers and Revengers defense increased by 100%, and health is increased by 80%. 10 of the tiles on the map are banned, and you can only bring 10 operators. Another thing to note is that the scatty on the map was potential 3, and that -4 seconds of deployment time is more than likely would have made a difference in the results of this clear. E2ing scatty also lowers her deployment time, so that is also an option. Now, starting off in the map, we'll notice that INS2 deploys Texas instead of Myrtle first, even though Myrtle has the better cost regeneration. This is because Texas' initial skill pop is both faster and instant regeneration compared to Myrtle's, which is slower, a channeled refund type, and doesn't allow her to block. As the Avengers near, INS2 places down Saria, who has the AoE heal to keep all of our operatives topped off while also having enough defense to tank the Avengers. Meanwhile, Myrtle's skill is popped off cooldown to get cost. Cora is placed down as early as possible to allow time to prepare for her skill usage. Mouse is then placed down to act as the first solution to dealing with the armored mobs while also serving as an attack debuffer to lessen the damage coming from the axe. Astasia is placed shortly afterwards because Mouse alone does not provide enough arts or magic damage to take care of the consistent mob wave. Next, Cora's skill is popped early even before the first axe arrives in preparation of the second axe arriving. At this point, the second Avenger is nearing the front line while the first Avenger is almost past the 50% HP point and will start to get their attack talent. Something needs to be done. Scatty is dropped down as the ganker to clear out the Avenger. Texas uses her skill one last time to kill out some of the mobs and deal a little bit of extra damage, and is immediately swapped out for Gumi. Why Gumi instead of Neural? Because Gumi heals our team off cooldown, while Neural only heals when our operators are below 50%. In this case, we want our frontline to be on tip-top shape. A bit of downtime before the next wave hits, Myrtle's skill is saved for the incoming need of burst healing, and Neural is now placed at the top left right before the Originium tile, so that the Avengers and soon-to-come Revengers don't get the buff from the tile, effectively delaying the need to take care of this type of enemy for now. The Weebs can't penetrate Neural's defense and will only do chip damage. Lapland is placed in preparation for the next huge wave to come. The second axe comes with a Monty and Cora's skill isn't ready up yet, so INS2 uses Myrtle's skill to stall for enough time to allow Cora to recharge and Estesia to lower the pressure too. Scatty is used as soon as she is available to thin out the weaves while we can. At the same time, it gets a little bit dicey on our front line as we have barely enough heals to keep up. Thankfully, Miracle Heal is here to save the day again. By the time it ends, only the axe, which is also being debuffed from Mouse, is left. Saria has a high attack, by the way. With the axe out of the way, there's a bit of downtime for this team, as it's only Monty's and Small Fry for the frontline for now. Tank and Spank. The next issue comes from Double Mage that spawn at the bottom right. Saria is able to tank one mage for an extended amount of time, but two mages will be a problem if at least one of them isn't dealt with quickly, so INS2 drops down Texas. A small nitpick here would have been to drop down Texas on the second mage so that you spread out the damage a little bit more and save the risky play of letting Saria getting so low. It worked out in the end, so what am I to complain? Lapland is then retreated to make space for another Scatty deploy. But this time, instead of killing the weebs, we go for the mage that spawns with the weeb. This is where the potential 3 or E2 Scatty would have made the difference. If this was only an Elite 1 potential 1 Scatty, there would have been 8 more seconds on the clock until Scatty is able to redeploy. This small difference may or may not result in complete meltdown on the top lane. The rest just fall into place naturally. Pop Cora's skill as Axe appears, use Mirto's skill when extra healing is needed, and use Estesia's skill for extra damage. Now for the last part, dealing with the weebs. INS2 swaps out Neural for Korra for the higher defense and places down the healing defenders to keep Korra healthy. Scatty is the main ganker to clear out the waves one at a time before they can deal enough damage while all others are supporting. Are the requirements high to clear CC18? Not as high as people make it out to be. It's challenging for sure. The minute details that we need to notice are what makes the CC event the endgame event. It's more of finding a strategy that works out for you with levels and mastery, allowing us to make more strategies and mistakes. If you enjoyed this video or learned something new from it, consider leaving a like and subscribing. I put a lot of effort into making these videos and I would highly appreciate it if you did. If you have any questions or observations, please leave a comment down below, and as a last note, remember to check out the original video linked below to see the full process of the map. It is really something amazing to watch. For now, have a good day, evening, or night, and I'll see you next time.